Hello, I'm Henry, and I like history. Let's see what story we are reading tonight. Long before modern medicine learned to measure the heartbeat, people already knew something was wrong when the body began to swell. In ancient Greece, physicians like Hippocrates described a condition they called hydrops, water trapped inside the body. The legs bloated, the lungs filled. Breathing became a struggle. They didn't know it yet, but they were watching heart failure. Greek healers tried everything they had. Herbs that made patients urinate, roots that caused vomiting, treatments meant to force the body to release what it was holding. Sometimes it worked. Sometimes it killed the patient faster. But the idea remained. If you could make the body let go of water, you might save the person inside it. That idea never disappeared. It survived Rome. It survived monasteries. It survived in hedge witches, midwives, and village healers who didn't write books, but remembered what worked. One of those remedies involved a tall purple flower, foxglove. Beautiful, common, and quietly dangerous. By the 18th century, foxglove was known across Britain, not as medicine, but as folklore. A plant associated with fairies, gloves for spirits, and poison for the careless. Doctors avoided it. Old women did not. In 1775, an English physician named William Withering was asked to examine a remedy that had been passed down in secret. Not from a university, not from a medical society, from an old woman in Shropshire. A woman who, according to reports, had cured patients suffering from dropsy after trained doctors had failed. Withering later wrote,
"In the year 1775, my opinion was asked concerning a family receipt for the cure of the dropsy. I was told that it had long been kept a secret by an old woman in Shropshire, who had sometimes made cures after the more regular practitioners had failed."
The treatment was violent. Patients vomited. They purged. The body emptied itself in every direction. Most physicians would have dismissed it as crude, dangerous, and unscientific. Withering didn't. He noticed something important. The vomiting wasn't the cure. The purging wasn't the cure. The urination was. He wrote,
"I was informed also that the effects produced were violent vomiting and purging, for the diuretic effects seem to have been overlooked."
The body wasn't just expelling illness. It was shedding water. Withering examined the recipe, a chaotic mixture typical of folk medicine. But Withering was a botanist. He knew plants, and one of them stood out immediately. He later wrote,
"This medicine was composed of 20 or more different herbs, but it was not very difficult for one conversant in these subjects to perceive that the active herb could be no other than the foxglove."
Foxglove wasn't folklore. It was pharmacology waiting to be understood. For the next 10 years, Withering did something revolutionary. He didn't reject folk knowledge. He tested it. He recorded doses, symptoms, outcomes. He learned that too little foxglove did nothing. Too much stopped the heart entirely. But just enough strengthened a failing heartbeat and allowed the body to release trapped fluid. In 1785, Withering published his findings. It was one of the first times in Western medicine that a plant-derived drug was studied systematically, with dosage and caution. Foxglove became digitalis, and digitalis became heart medicine. 2,000 years after Greek physicians first tried treating swollen bodies and failing breath, a flower finally became the cure. And it came not from ancient texts, but from an old woman whose knowledge never needed permission. Medicine likes to pretend it moves forward in straight lines. It doesn't. Sometimes it circles back through gardens, kitchens, and secrets whispered between generations. And sometimes, the most dangerous plants are the ones that teach us how to live. This is History with Henry. Thank you for staying with me tonight. I'll see you next time.